What's up you guys, I hope you're all having a good day. Now today's video I'm going to be talking about things that we should have learned in school but didn't. So my first subject would have been cooking. Now cooking is something that I believe everyone should know how to do, mainly because everyone needs to eat, right? Basic fundamental human survival, right? Like 3 things people need: food, shelter, water, right? So therefore, everyone needs to know how to cook. However, it's not compulsory at school. In fact, at my school, it was considered one of the dumb subjects, which really doesn't make any sense because, like, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, you still need to know how to cook. Otherwise, you can't eat and therefore you die, right? People would say to that, oh, well, you can just eat out and stuff. However, eating out has been found to be 5 times more expensive than eating in, so cooking and then eating at home. It's also been found to be much more beneficial in terms of your health and nutrition to eat at home than it is to eat out. So therefore, the benefits of eating in are much better, both for the wallet and also for the body as well, and the mind, of course. My second subject would be basically just all about money. Now this entire video could have been just individual things about money, but I decided to lump it into one category. And so I'm talking about everything from mortgages and how mortgages work, to insurance, to budgeting, to taxes. All these things are stuff that we have to deal with, right? You have to pay taxes, therefore these things should be taught in school. Also, alarmingly, it's been found that only 24% of millennials showcased basic money literacy skills. So therefore, these things should be taught in school, so therefore we can be better prepared for the real world, right? Like actual real world skills. And money and how to deal with it is really important, because that money is unfortunately the foundation of our society. It's how our society works. You need money to buy things, right? To buy goods and services, and to buy houses, to buy cars, and you need those things in order to survive in the real world. Number 3 is government. So basically just stuff about the government. So in terms of how does the government work, how voting works, how elections work. And I think it would be really important for these things to be taught in school, because it would help in terms of voter turnout. Now, luckily, I live in New Zealand where the voter turnout is around 75%. However, there's notable disparities between the ages of voters and how much percentage of people that vote in those age groups, most notably in the 18 to 24 age group, which I believe, using New Zealand as an example, is around 68% as opposed to the 75% mentioned before. Now, how democratic processes work is that you need to vote in order to have your voice heard. And so I think, now a lot of people would just drum up not voting as being something as just being laziness, while really it's a lot more complicated than that. In fact, most people give reasons for not voting, other than being too busy or they had to work, as not being comfortable with the system and how the system works. And so by educating people about how the system works, mean more people voting, and therefore result in a more democratic process. Because if 50% of the population that can vote is voting, for example, versus 75%, that's a larger proportion of the population having a say, and is therefore more democratic. Stuff to do with employment. So I'm talking how to write a CV, how to conduct yourself in an interview, skills that employers are looking for, your rights as well, in terms of your rights as an employee. And so all these things should be taught in school. Like there should be an stuff about employment class, because everyone you need a job in order to survive in society. And so yeah, it's something that just should be taught, because everyone, again, these are real skills that everyone is going to use, and if school is about preparing people for the real world, how come we don't really learn, like school isn't really about preparing people for the future, it's more preparing people for the next stage. So for example, primary is designed to put people into intermediate school is designed to put people through high school is put people to become university, and then university degrees, I would argue, are actually designed to create university professors. Yeah, and just I don't think schools properly teach people how to actually conduct themselves in real society. Number 5 is handy skills. So I'm talking about how do you change a tire, other stuff that that probably can't think of at the moment. Again, stuff that you actually come across in your day-to-day life. Number 7 is sex ed. Sex ed, I think, in New Zealand as well as in other countries as well, is woefully inadequate. There should be more of a focus on not necessarily just the anatomy when it comes to sex ed, but also sort of the contraceptive options, sex positive education, as well as primarily about consent. I think consent should be taught in schools in terms of what is consent, what isn't, also identifying abusive relationships and steps that you can undertake to get out of said situations, I think would be really important and a lot more beneficial to people. My final subject is in regards to mental health. So in terms of teaching what are the signs and symptoms of certain mental illnesses, primarily depression and anxiety because they're the most common. And we all know the statistics, whether that be 1 in 5 people experience depression sometime in their lifetime, or just a mental health problem sometime in their lifetime, as well as the alarming rate that suicide rates are going up across the world, shows that mental health should be a conversation that's brought up more in schools to prepare the youth for these things, because they're so common. And if we taught, it would not only benefit those who suffer from the mental illness, but also their friends and their family, so that they can that we can look after one another. And by talking about these things, we eliminate the stigma and therefore provide a much better world for everyone. Yeah, that's one of my major problems with high school, and that was that we didn't really learn much in terms of actual real world skills, and I think there should be more of a importance and weight given to those things that I've just mentioned and listed. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment below what's something I missed, what's something that you believe should be taught in schools. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos every week, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.